Until Dawn, 2025, movie explanation. Until Dawn is a psychological horror film adapted from the hit video game of the same name. The story follows a group of 8 friends who reunite at a remote mountain lodge, only to find themselves trapped in a terrifying nightmare. As the night unfolds, they must survive against supernatural horrors, deadly creatures, and their own fears. Plot summary. The film begins with a tragic event from the past. Twin sisters, Hannah and Beth Washington, go missing after a cruel prank by their friends at the Blackwood Mountain Lodge. Presumed dead, their disappearance haunts the Washington family, especially their brother, Josh, who invites the same group of friends back to the lodge a year later for a memorial gathering. As the friends Sam, Mike, Jessica, Emily, Matt, Ashley, Chris, and Josh settle in, strange occurrences begin. They hear eerie noises, objects move on their own, and they feel as if they are being watched. The group initially believes it's just paranoia or someone playing pranks, but soon, things take a horrifying turn. Jessica is the first to be attacked and dragged away by an unseen force. The others panic and split up to search for her, unknowingly making themselves more vulnerable. Meanwhile, Mike stumbles upon an old asylum and discovers horrifying records of medical experiments and a disturbing history involving the miners who worked in the mountains years ago. The truth about Blackwood Mountain. As the night progresses, the group learns that the mountain has a dark secret. Decades ago, miners were trapped underground after a cave-in and were forced into cannibalism to survive. This triggered a supernatural curse, transforming them into deadly creatures known as Wendigos, monstrous beings with insatiable hunger for human flesh. A mysterious stranger, known as the Wendigo Hunter, tries to warn the group, explaining that anyone who eats human flesh in the mountain will turn into one of the creatures. However, before he can help, he is brutally killed by the Wendigos. Josh's psychological breakdown. As tensions rise, Josh begins exhibiting strange behavior. It is revealed that he has been struggling with severe psychological trauma after the loss of his sisters. His erratic actions, including scaring his friends with staged horror scenarios, make it difficult for the group to trust him. However, as the story unfolds, they realize that something far worse is lurking in the shadows. Josh eventually discovers the shocking truth: his sister, Hannah, survived the fall from the cliff a year ago, but was trapped in the mines. In her desperation to survive, she consumed human flesh and unknowingly transformed into a Wendigo. Now, she is hunting them down. The fight for survival. The remaining survivors must navigate the abandoned asylum, the snow-covered wilderness, and the lodge while being stalked by multiple Wendigos. Using clues from old documents and the warnings of the Wendigo Hunter, they realize that the creatures can only be killed with fire or explosives. As dawn approaches, the group makes a final stand in the lodge. They set a trap, using fire to weaken the Wendigos, but it's a brutal fight for survival. In a heartbreaking moment, Josh comes face to face with Hannah, but fails to recognize her. Instead of attacking him, she spares his life before being killed in the explosion that destroys the lodge. Ending and themes. As the sun rises, the survivors are rescued, but they are left traumatized by the horrors they endured. Authorities dismiss their story as hysteria, unaware of the true horrors hidden in the mountains. The film ends with an eerie shot of the destroyed lodge, hinting that the Wendigo curse might not be entirely gone. Themes of the movie. Survival and consequences. Every decision matters, and small choices can lead to life or death. Psychological horror. The fear of the unknown, mental trauma, and paranoia play a huge role. Supernatural mythology. The Wendigo legend adds a terrifying and unique twist to the horror genre. Conclusion. Until Dawn is a chilling horror experience that blends supernatural terror with psychological drama. With its gripping storyline, terrifying creatures, and intense survival themes, it keeps audiences on edge until the very last moment.